Happy Tuesday, and welcome to another episode of Divorce Mindset. I'm your host, Camilla Calberg. I'm the founder of Calberg Coaching and Transformational Coach. This episode is brought to you by Calberg Coaching, where we help executives create a better life before, during, and after divorce. And Hi, Troy. Welcome so much. Welcome to all of you who are tuning on Instagram. I so appreciate and honor that you follow me and chip in if there's any comments or reflections of what I'm going to share today. And welcome to all of you who follow me live stream or recorded on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. Um, all right, today or this week, I'm talking about performance and how to safeguard your performance when you go through a life crisis like divorce. I've been there myself. I know the challenges that you may face, and also know the challenges that my client face. And today I decided to give you 5 tools that has helped me and that help my clients find inner peace, even though your outer world may seem chaotic. And I'm in not today, but in a while, I'm gonna share and I always share my own stories because like now I'm out of the divorce, but I'm into my new normal of being the co-parenting co-parent, and there are challenges. There are challenges, and it's about finding the right solutions. And the topic I'm going to tell to today about are like 5 solutions. That's actually something I use just this day today. I'm gonna delve into more into that in a few days. I just have to settle. I'm gonna explore share that you get the opportunity to navigate whatever comes your way. All right. So there are 5 simple tools that will help you find inner peace and no longer linger in pain and negative emotions, and that makes you feel or makes life feel very hard and very uphill. So as I said, I've been there myself. I've been there in this grief, the pain period where I cried and I was thinking about the memory, went down the memory lane, and it was so nice, and what if la 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 la. You probably can resonate this as well. Um, but here, that has to come a point or a time where you say, no more. You have to stop crying. You have to stop lingering in pain, because what science shows and what we know is that if you live your life in the past, you cannot create anything new. It is that simple. And sometimes you have to. I didn't know that because before I really started working as a coach and taking my certificate as doing my degree as a certified coach, I didn't know about like life as such, and how the brain mind prefers to linger in pain rather than creating and stepping into the unknown, where you can actually take control and create what you want. All right. So, and that is just so, and maybe you think, oh, that's a bit too notchy or that's too hard, Camilla. But it's really is pushing you with love. Like at some point you have to say, no more, no more. I'm ready to create a better and more abundant life that I have right now. Because and if you followed me for a while, and I can't remember when I talked about it, but it's like you are the creator of your reality. You are the creator of your reality. And that's the accountability you get to take if you're ready to embrace it. Okay, so with that, let's dive into the 5 tools I want to share with you today. The first thing is exercise. Exercise. It's not like you should run 50 kilometers, or I don't know how many miles that is. It's not like I really say run like a marathon, but remember to exercise, because what happens is that when you exercise, you get your adrenaline up, and you start hearing the birds, and maybe you run with music, what if you go for running or yoga, whatever. But what happens is that you start focusing on the beautiful things, and you guess what, maybe you can even feel it in your body right now. It starts to send positive vibes. And what happens when you send positive vibes to yourself, you start thinking better feeling thoughts, and tell yourself better feeling stories. Wow, that's amazing. And when you have this amazing feeling in your body, you just get in flow. And that's why it's so important to exercise, to do something for yourself. Treat yourself, whatever that makes you, whatever that what's that this makes you happy, that makes you really grounded and in flow. It's so important to exercise, so you get to think about something else. All right, here's another one, number 2. It may be very simple, but we like patterns. So it may be if you are still if you are divorcee, then you probably still sit in the same seat as you would normally do. But if you want change, you get to change where you sit when you go sit at the dinner table. Sit on another chair. Change, change. So you get some new inspiration. So you get something new in your life. It can also be like when you challenge your brain and your mind. Can also be you, if you've been in a relationship and for a long time, whatever long time is, you used to go the walk together, and you go out of the house, you go right, you go left, you know the road, right? Challenge yourself, take a new road, because or way, because what happens is that you challenge your brain and you think about something else. So you don't go down the memory lane. Actually, you challenge yourself and you think about something else. So this is about breaking the routine and breaking the habit, the pattern, right? It's so important. So do something differently. Maybe is that the dinner table, rather than it was like in that way, you move it that way, so you have a change. Introduce lovely changes. You may not like it in the beginning, say, oh, it doesn't really matter, but brain wise it does really matter. And it helps you focus on more beautiful things, and not remember that. So for my daughter said, mommy, don't sit there because daddy used to sit there, but I actually forced myself to sit there because I wanted to break the pattern of where we sat when we were together. And like for 5 6 years, I sat on that chair, she sat on that chair, my ex sat on that chair. Boom, that's how it was. All right, I'm up for to re-energize how we live life and how I live my daily life. And that's why and I know that the neuroscience, we should challenge our brain. So I sat in that place, and I challenged my daughter to sit in another place, so gets out of the comfort zone. So it's so important to get out of the comfort zone in order to move forward, and also to uplift your performance, because it's all about challenge and safeguard your performance. It's not about challenging your performance, your career. It's about safeguarding it. Um, Another thing I want to share with you is healthy eating. You may not think about it. I didn't think about it for a while, but when you sacrifice um, your eating habits, if you start to maybe, there's a lot of men, women, we start to have an alcohol abuse. If we start to drink too much alcohol, if you maybe have overeating chocolate, whatever. I love chocolate. So, but what happens is that you don't give your body the right fuel. And as an executive, you need to take care of your body. And so really be conscious about what you eat, what you drink, and treat yourself with the right food. Or a smoothie. I started to do lovely smoothies, and I was on the platform, you may know, Gaia, GAIA, George Alpha, I for ice cream alpha. It's an American platform, but it's a really good with a lot of meditation and recipes. And I followed a girl there who did a lovely smoothies. So I started treating myself for smoothies every morning, and with some really different sheets and all that stuff. So that's how I stepped into my superpower, is actually to treat myself and nurture myself and my brain. And here's another one I want to give you. And I see it's actually a bit more than five, but I hope that you bear with me. Um, the morning routine. I mentioned it before, but your morning routine is so important. I I admit, hand on heart, I've been talked about, I've been teach about in the morning routine before I actually went into the planning, and I was not really committed to the morning routine. I didn't really understand, but now I understand why it's important to break the morning routine. I'm recording on Instagram, so can't take my mobile. But let's do the mouse. Every morning, and when I went to bed, the last thing I did was to scroll down for emails. And the last thing I did when I had my ex has moved out was to read the text. And I could linger in pain, and my body responding now. I could linger in pain. I could get angry. I could get sad. I could read the emails again and again and again. And guess what happened? Did it set me up for success? Did this set me up for success, a successful advisor? No, it didn't. It didn't. So I started changing my behaviors. First of all, I put my mobile. It was no longer with me in bedroom. I put it on silent. From 10 till 6, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's on silence. It's only my mom, assistants on that when they call me, they get through. But otherwise, I'm not interrupted. And really, I had to, it's kind of a detox my mind or my body, because I was craving for my mobile. But it gives me inner peace, and really encourage you to find your inner routine or your morning routine. Because then what you do is that you focus on something that sets you up for success. So I started meditating, and I started visualizing the day I wanted to, how I want the day to be, and what I want to do, and that tapping into the energy. And I tell you, and I'm always honest. It did take me a while. It did take me a while. But when I first cracked it, when I first experienced that, wow, when I didn't meditate, and I also meditate in the evening, so it's a morning and evening routine. Then I noticed that when I didn't meditate in the evening, and when I was scrolling my mobile in the evening, when I was going to bed with thoughts that was draining with me with energy rather than lifting me up, guess what happens? You your subconscious and your conscious and subconscious mind become one, and so the negative thoughts or the negative energy that the last thing you say goodnight with, that linger with you when you sleep, and it affects your well-being, and your energy when you wake up in the morning. And I could feel it like it was a detox or an abuse. And I just said, I missed it. Why was I so angry? I was so angry in the morning. I just couldn't find peace. And I realized that I hadn't meditated on the evening before. And I skipped my meditation in the morning because I was in a rush. So that is so magic. It's so magic to have your right meditation, not the right meditation. It is very important, but important is to have the right routines, so you set yourself up for success. And as an executive and a high income earner, you need to safeguard. You get to safeguard your career and your performance and your dedication to create on to promise and be present and the visionary leader. And that you can do only if you set yourself up for success, rather than linger in pain, rather than be a victim of your mobile and the sad text and messages. Don't put any value in that. Focus on your own well-being. And the last thing I want to share with you is actually make sure that you get me time. What do I mean? I call it me time. What do I mean by me time? It's your time. It's like you to get your time. So what happens, and you probably experience that. So sometimes there is no time to just relax. I love my cup of tea. I love my cup of tea. It's black today. I don't really. There's even a commercial from a company here in the office building. But I love my cup of tea, and that's how I can just relax. And it's so important as a high performer that we give ourselves time to be, even though you are a mom, even though you are whatever, your different roles, you are also yourself. I'm also Camilla. Whatever, I'm a CEO and I have two employees. I'm also Camilla. And I know by now that I need my Camilla time. And if I don't have my time, Camilla time, I get squeezed. I really get squeezed, and I tell my daughter, right now it's Camilla time. I need my Camilla time. And now I hear talk about my need, because it's about fueling myself up with energy and so I can relax. Because what happens if I don't relax, then may have an what do you say? An easy temper. I don't want to, not a hot temper, but sometimes when you are a bit too, there's too much going on in the moment, and too much on your plate, you can probably be a bit too harsh and kind of to the point. And it's not really you. It's not you to react like that, but you just really know it's time to top up and be the best for yourself, and that is to give yourself me time. So that was the 5 tips that I learned. I say, I don't know, the hard way, the easy way, that enabled me to tap into my greatness. And I tell you that the feedback that I got, like when things were really going on and was very busy, my clients, I never involved my clients in my situation. But then sometimes after, when I was completing a client, what do we call it? A client, we're getting to the end of a client agreement, and we were talking about how life was going and what the learnings and reflections of this one agreement and how we should go into the next. And people would just say, but Camilla, we never ever experienced what was going on in your life. And that I take as a cadeau, and that's really just an emphasis that it's so important to set yourself up for success. Your outer world can be chaotic, but when you know to find inner peace, like exercise, do something differently at home, change the how you sit around the dinner table, me time, healthy eating, and your morning routine, evening routine, you safeguard your career, and you serve who you get to serve, and you create an even better life, and you surprise people around you, and you mirror how to do much better than they ever thought it would be possible. So, and if I can do it, you can too. And I really hope that this inspires you to do something differently. And I'm so keen to hear what you would do differently, because we have different routines. um Great tips, thanks, Toil. And actually, to help you or be inspired, we will start posting, me, when I say we, me and my team, we will start collecting some of these tips, because I know that some of you are really busy. We have busy days, so it's like, it's not so always so easy to write down the tips, because we listen also. So we will also release the tips, so you can go and be inspired. Love my own morning routines and time to myself. Thanks you so much for sharing, Troy. Yes, exactly. That sounds resonating with you. What I do and what you do. And I guess you find that it gives you inner peace, right? And time for yourself. I think this time for yourself and me time, it's so important. And it's something I compromised on for several years. I would say most of my time when I was in corporate. I didn't learn how to do corporate, how to find me time when I was in corporate. I worked all the time. I thought that was the way to do a career, but I also found that it's good to ramp down and slow down in order to speed up. So this wraps up today's episode of Demos in Mindset. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm so honored that you have this morning the moment to share with me. If you found value in what I shared, take a moment. Please take a moment and drop me a comment, as well as take a screenshot and share this episode on your social platforms with and to help your friends and your loved ones thrive through major life transition like divorce. And remember, it is so important for me to share. Happiness is real wherever you are in your divorce journey. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and the next chapter can su- can truly be your best one yet. And I bet if I can create a better life, and I didn't know how amazing that would be, you can as well. And it as said, it's my honor to be on your journey with you and support you on the process. This wraps up today's episode. Remember to tune in daily for inspiration and practical advice to help you create a more thriving, more thriving, better, more abundant, and joyful life wherever you are on the divorce journey. Bye for now, and be in touch again tomorrow. Bye.